So I got new O-rings from GM to fix the rail that was leaking real bad, and now I fixed that. I was able to get pressure to the injectors, and injector 6 was just blowing fuel out of it, and you can see why. It got shoved in there, and the O-ring got split. Plus, it's most of these were also kind of smashed at the bottom, where it would cause a problem with vacuum leaks, and it would have had issues there as well. So several of them were that way. So I elected to just go ahead and pull them all. And since we were having issues, this is down the driver's side, passenger side, since we were having issues with injectors that we're concerned of, I'm going to go ahead and send these off to my injector guy, where he'll dyno test, electrically test them, flow test them, do the full cleaning on it, the full rework, and then retest everything and match the flowing, make sure they all match equally like they're supposed to. One other problem we found is when we pulled it out of the driver's side, this would be because I marked them, this would have came out of injector 7 for cylinder 7. This injector has been replaced once before, and the issue we're looking at here is it is only a two nozzle injector, versus all the other OEM is a 4 nozzle. If I can zoom in on that, 4 nozzle injector. So a lot of times what will happen is you'll get a different kind of spray pattern and different atomization from one, and that could cause an injector imbalance problem, throwing off fuel trims, and just the way it would actually run would be a little bit different. You might even feel a little stumble on just one cylinder, and that could be a cause of it. No matter if the injector is good, it's just the fact that the spray pattern is completely different compared to the other 7. So
working on the Chevy 5.3 set for one of our regular buddies over at Extreme Motorsports. Hey Kevin, thanks for the business, bud. Got your issue here. Let's see, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12, 14 injectors. You all heard me count before, thought I had to do it again. Anyways, out of these 8 injectors, this number 7 is the goofy one. You see that spray pattern, it's split. Yeah, can't really appreciate it with the glare the same as you can with the naked eye. But this set came in for a diagnostic issue. The professional technician is trying to sort out some issues on this and has honed in on injectors, and there we go. You got a bad injector. That one actually has a different stamp on it. Looks like probably an aftermarket imposter injector, but that spray pattern alone is the difference that this engine is going to struggle with. We're here to fix the flow on a beautiful day. InjectorMasters.com. Alright guys, we are back on the Chevy 4.8 set. That was from my buddy Kevin over at Extreme Motorsports, and this is the one that had a number 7 imposter injector that was an aftermarket copy, and it had a bad spray pattern, did not match, it was not flowing properly as well. So now we've got a true OEM injector in place. You can see we've got the spray patterns uniform across the line there. Those are fantastic. That's what we want to see. The whole set has been cleaned. Now we're going to do a balance measurement. You got to actually hit the button here. We're going to run these right at your 43.5 psi. 30-second run, 1600 RPM. Simple 50-50 duty cycle, and this is your pulse count. I always like to show this here. This is how hard these injectors work. They pulse, they click, they tick, they make a lot of racket under the hood. They're supposed to do that. We're clicking away, passing fuel. What we're looking for is even uniformity between the spray patterns, as well as balance in their distribution. And guys, we're in really good shape here. Kevin, these are coming back to you today, my friend. Thank you. Fix the flow.
So I had to break out the soldering station today, and here's why. We found an injector wire that was damaged, and the plug itself, the connector, was broken off, so I had to replace the connector. But I'm going to get that taped up and then plug it in. That was injector number 8 on this. So just want to capture that a little bit, that way you know what's being done. I tapped into the wiring for the PAT system and checked the voltage output as far as what the sensor is outputting, and that 5 volts never changes even with key in, key on, or even during crank. And you can see here's the key. Watch the voltage. Key in, nothing. Key on, nothing. Crank, and nothing. So what that tells me is that the pass lock sensor itself at the ignition up in here, up in there, that whole entire piece right there, yeah, that sensor is bad. So there you go, diagnosed. Just for a little more accuracy, so she's dialed it at 2.42. So we'll put it in there and I'll get an actual voltage to see what voltage output is. I may adjust it just a little bit just to kind of get a, you know, a decent number as far as voltage goes, and then I'll get that recorded so we know what it was, and then go from there. Okay, I have this set up to where it reads it's 2.5 volts. Bottom side here, and look. Yeah, she's running. So, yeah. Running smooth too. Getting those injectors done would make that happen for sure. Had to put the maintainer on it because of the time it takes to have the ignition on. But she's up and alive and running. So there we go. I'll clear codes out of it and then should be good to go. Okay, so we got her up and running. Mileage 188, 824. There's no more message on the board as far as anything. Might need, you know, your standard maintenance like oil and such. I have no idea if it's, you know, actually I would refresh it if it hadn't been done yet. But scan data, it's showing it's let's see, well, we're still in open loop yet. Oddly enough, it may not go into close until I rev it up, but I'm not going to do that. Last time I did that, I had little rat items come flinging out everywhere. But otherwise, she's running smooth. Oh, it went to closed loop. There you go. Perfect. So now it's utilizing the O2 sensors to determine the fuel to air ratio. Looks like short is fairly happy. It's around, you know, 1 to 5, 1 to 4%. So I mean, we got a total of anywhere between 2 and 5% on bank 1. Bank 2, well, about the same. So I'm happy with that. As long as she stays down below 10% values, that's good. So happy with that. Let's see if I got any runtime or anything on here. Warm-ups. Yeah, engine runtime. She's been running for 3 minutes now. No DTCs. I did clear everything out, so there wouldn't be anything there. That way you kind of start fresh as far as, you know, if there's any other diagnostic codes. I was concerned about the map sensor. It did have a code for it, but you know, it's shown about right. So what you do is Barrow. I was looking at Barrow before and it was improper. 29.8 in our area is perfect. So the way you can tell as far as engine vacuum is you would take Barrow minus the map, which would give you what, about 18. So that's fairly decent as far as engine vacuum. I mean, you'd like to see anything that's above 16, as much as 21. So it's good. Yeah, not much more here really to be concerned to look at. I would freshen up the oils and you know, make sure everything's all topped off, and then you would have to take it for a drive and you know, being that thing's been offline for so long, it's going to have a lot of you know, recalibrating, a lot of adjustments that needs to be done yet. So, and all your drive monitors, of course, will be tested and, you know, self-tested and determine whether or not everything's all good. So, which requires drive time. So, anyways, that's all I got. She's up and running, and all 4 keys do work. So, there you go. Come and get her.